I'm back on Facebook as well as YouTube. On Facebook is Dr. Malik Shabazz page, and on YouTube you can find Shabazz Online University. Where I'll be speaking to you about the Shabazz Online University again. I review what I reviewed with you the first time, which is the motto, and that's building stronger minds. We rolled out today. It's the first day of the university to roll out, and this is on Malcolm X's birthday, on his born day, who was a powerful man in his own right. And what better day than to roll out the university on his birthday? People ask for a Black college. I know you talk about HBCUs, but this college is a little different. We're going to be giving you different topics to dive deeper, to become lifelong learners, different trades. So let's look online on the website, which is Shabazz University, and look through the catalogs and look at all the guest speakers. There's posters online. They'll be coming through speaking about different topics. My coworker Amy Jean just got done talking about the passage in the rights of women. Like I said, the motto is to build stronger minds, and in order to build stronger minds, sometimes you have to break down people's thought processes. Sometimes it's very hard to break down what people think or thought and was taught. It's not saying that we are right and you're wrong. It's just the way you were taught from different states, different continents. We all learn different. We all have different beliefs. But we are here to restore the foundation of learning, to start rebuilding all over. So most of the stuff that you were taught in school and college is a lie. I barely brushed the tip of the surface on what you were taught as a youth. Like I said, the mission is to provide a quality education, and it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks of learning. You have us live. I will be live every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern time and 4 p.m. Central time, to also give you the skills and knowledge to become lifelong learners. And that means that you won't just learn something to take a test, just learn it just to pass your permit or just know it for that simple fact, but you'll also be able to use it, know it, and to apply it. And when you start to apply things, you won't forget it. It's certain things, a song can trigger your memory, and you realize that you know something that you thought you forgot or was just in the back of your mind. We want, these Black studies, and I'm doing Black African women in history, the forgotten women, the untold stories, the untruths of the story to be told. We want this to stay in your mind. We want you to go out and do research. If there's anything I say that you question, feel free to research and go look. But you have to be able to look at the right sources and sites. Some people are biased, so you have to be able to trust your sources and trust your sources. You can trust me, because I won't tell you or lead you in the wrong direction. We want to enhance your interest in the Shabazz University and different courses. If this doesn't suit your interest, there maybe is some other course that suits your interest as well. We want to offer you support. We want you to support us, to support your people. Like Dr. Jen said, you've been asking for this. Here it is. It's here. It's in the flesh. We are giving you these free classes and these free tools at no cost. And we want you to learn something, to tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a family member. And like I said, I'm going to be talking to you, and I hope we talk to some of the women. And this is one of the books I've been reading, Sister to Sister, Black Women Speak to Younger Black Women. And this is important because the youth is our future. We have to build up the youth. We have to make them stronger, more knowledgeable to take over. Our youth is going to be the revolutionary. They're going to be the force to decide whether we have the all Black community, all Black schools to teach our own. And so don't judge the youth. You are there to help, not critique, support the youth. And oftentimes we build this crossroad with the youth. We judge them for their dress, what they say, the music they listen to. We don't understand them. We forget that at one time we were youth as well. And like I said, my class, I'm going to be digging deeper into the history, starting way back in ancient Africa when Black women were queens and princesses. People forget about Kush and all the ancient Africa and Songhai. We forget about Cleopatra being Black, because every time we look at a movie, a TV show, She's white. They have so many movies about our Black history that entails and involve white cast that we feel like we are the forgotten ones. And we need to start having more Black directors to direct and tell our stories and cast us in the film. Because I get tired of knowing the history and not being able to see myself or somebody that looks like me in those films. And I'm sorry because I'm brown skinned, I'm gonna say it. And oftentimes they picture the lighter version women. And that happened. And if you look at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, she started out as a dark woman and then she ended up as a light woman. And that's nothing to the light skinned, brown skinned women. It's just that Hollywood has a certain way of portraying how the African Black woman should look. With the straight hair and curly hair, you see, I have my dreadlocks. And when I first started teaching there, it was like a cliche. My family judged me. I had a lot of judgment to the way I wanted to look. And if you think about Family Matters, they had a Black mom, and then as you know, it was a light-skinned mom. And you think about all the babies, and most of these Hollywood movies, they're light-skinned, and it hasn't been like a for real show besides Scandal with a woman being forefront and telling her story. And if it is a woman in Hollywood or in the movie or some of these books, they like to say she has to be sleeping with a man of another race, a white man. And oftentimes in these movies, you see somebody has to be gay. No offense to anyone, but there's just Hollywood has a certain way of portraying any movie, Black movies, and things like that nature. And once again, I'm going to dive so deep into these issues of who were these women. Fannie Lou Hamer, like I said, she was important in the voting rights. She fought for those voting rights. Dorothy Height, anybody like, oh, who's Dorothy Height? You would never see her on the Black History poster that sometimes you see in those classrooms. Peace and love to you too as well. She fought for racial equality for all women. It's just like I said about Betty Shabazz, like some of these women stories should be told. There is the National History Women's Month, but nobody ever celebrates the Women History Month. We're oftentimes left in the back burner, but I don't care about, not to say this, the other race is not important, but right now I'm caring about Black African race and our history, and it needs to be told in a way that we can control it. Just like Hidden Figures. The story of Hidden Figures was left out for so long. Like, why didn't they tell these women's story? It was the time of the Cold War, the Great Space Race. And these women were important into this spaceship to run. Like, so many times, like, they forget that if it wasn't for Black people, Black men and Black women, the elevator, stoplight, all these things will fail to exist. There's so many Black people that are forgotten in the Holocaust. They always talk about, when they talk about the Holocaust, they talk about the Jews, but Black people were in the Holocaust as well. And oftentimes people forget that. Like we talk about the sit-ins and the civil rights movement. Most of the time the women are not mentioned. Peggy Alexander and Diane Nice are not mentioned. Most of the time we're mentioned is something that happened, like in Montgomery when the little girls got bombed. Like when you're dead, they tell your story or something like that, but they don't tell your story like who were the strong women, who were the women to start refusing to give up their seat, like Claudette before Rosa, and some of these people's stuff that's been pushed to the back. And I'm here to bring it to the forefront, and to tell their stories and to have these book talks. We talk about Maya Angelou. I know why Cageberg sings. Do you really know why Cageberg sings? Did you read her book? She had a lot of good books, and she was a professor she overcame a lot in that day and age, being raped, having a kid out of wedlock, being sent south. And she became a writer. She became a professor. She became one of the greatest speakers of our time. And so I want to dive deeper into her story and get her story out there as well. Also, Ella Baker, once again, she was an activist, a strong activist in the civil rights movement, and oftentimes she's forgotten. Also, Dr. Angela Davis of Black Panther. People look at Black Panther and be like, they're revolutionary, they were this, that, but they forget about the free breakfast, to forget about the other programs that they had in store. So oftentimes, you know, we were forgotten about. We forgot about our accomplishments, our achievements around the world. And that's one thing that I want to get out there. I want to talk to the young Black women in general, African women in general. I just want to talk about our history, get it out there. I'm also here to increase literacy rates, to develop these basic skills, critical thinking, comprehension, and these books talk, and to challenge your mind, to challenge how you think, how you view, how you research different topics. And so, hello from Israel. Hello, Adam. You can join me every Saturday at 5 p.m. Whatever your time is. But it's 5 p.m. Eastern time and 4 p.m. Central time. Like I said, I'll be talking about the women history, like how we were forgotten, like how we were portrayed in Hollywood. You know, I'm gonna tell. We don't hear about Georgia Truth. We hear about Harriet Tubman. Like I said, I'm gonna tell her story in detail. What happened to her when she was younger? You know, all the sacrifice she made for her own family to come back, keep coming back, and the rescuing people. I'm gonna tell those kind of stories every Saturday. And I wish that you would join me every Saturday, like I said, to come talk to me. Look online, see what interests you. I hope that this was beneficial. And like I said, I'm going to be diving more deeper into these things. And then for books, so look online, read my syllabus. Again, I'm Professor Shamanda Owens, and I'm going to be teaching African American women's history studies. And I hope that you would join me on those days. And until next time, I'm signing off. Shamada Owens, Professor, Black African Women Studies. Stay tuned Saturday. Bye.